Hello again, Miss Molinado here. This time I'm going to read you a story called You're Fantastic. Elastic Brain. Stretch it, shape it. This was one of the links to a read aloud that I had on my website. I actually have the book and I own it, so I wanted you to be able to listen to me read the story. I'm going to stand up for this one because I'm going to be going back and forth a lot. What does your brain really do? Does it fill the space between your ears? Well, yes, but your brain can do so much more. Your brain helps you think and remember and name what you see and what you hear. It lets you move your body and feel both touch and emotions. Your brain does all the things that make you you. What you like, what's your favorite thing, what do you like to do, what do you know about, what you're good at. So what is your brain? Is it a muscle? No. The brain is an organ in your body. It's made up of cells and tissues. The brain controls everything you do, everything you think, everything you feel, and everything you dream. The brain has many parts that do all kinds of different jobs. So these are the parts of the brain. The cerebellum is the largest part of your brain, and it helps you think and speak. The cerebellum is a small part of the back of the brain that helps your muscles to coordinate your movement and your balance so that you can walk, ride a bike, or play tag. This is a map of the parts of the brain. And this right here, the cerebellum, is found on the top of your brain here, and the cerebellum is right there. Prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is a part of your brain behind your forehead. It lets you make plans and decisions. The hippocampus or hippocampus is at the center of your brain. It works like a file cabinet to help you store and find memories. The amygdala, right here. The amygdala is a tightly packed group of cells deep within the center of the brain that control your emotions. The amygdala controls your emotions. The neurons. Neurons are everywhere in your brain. They are tiny brain cells that make electrical signals to send messages to other cells in your body, telling them what to do. When you were born, you were very little. Your brain was small and not so strong. As you get older, your body grows and gets stronger. As part of your body, your brain grows and learns to do new things and can make your brain do even more. Your brain grows very fast during the first 10 years of your life. This is the magic decade when you can help your brain grow faster and more powerful. Just like lifting weights help your muscles get stronger. Learning new things strengthens your brain. You can give your brain a good workout by trying to learn different things. Like elastic bands that stretch when you pull them. And even that things that are hard at first or that you don't like to do or that you don't do very well get easier when you keep trying, like playing soccer. If many of you have played a sport before, you know that in the beginning, you might not have been that great at the sport, but the more you practiced and the more you learned and the more you listened to your coach, the better you got at your sport. Even when you make a mistake while you're learning something new, you're still training your brain. You will remember that mistake and try something else until you get it right. Making mistakes is one of the best ways your brain learns and grows. If you aren't willing to risk being wrong, you won't take the chances that stretch your elastic brain. So making mistakes, boys and girls, is all a part of learning. Nothing is ever right. I don't know if some of you noticed on the side note, in my first video, I made a few mistakes. I cut my head off from here on top. I kind of had to learn how to position the computer. So everything takes time to learn. You can stretch the part of your brain that controls your feelings too. If you are frightened about taking a risk like learning to swim, finding the courage to put your face in the water stretches your amygdala. It will remind you that you have overcome your fear, so you will be braver the next time something scares you, like diving into the water. Learning something new causes the brain to grow more connections among the neurons. With more connections, the neurons can send and receive more messages. These connections help to stretch a part of your brain and make it more elastic so that it can hold more information than ideas. How does the brain stretch and grow? Neuro means the word is part of, has something to do with the brain. A sculptor molds and shapes or carves things out of clay. So you are a neurosculptor. You shape your brain when you make it bigger by adding new things you know and you can do. When you learn something new, you're building on what you have already learned. The amygdala makes you want to learn to play the piano. The cerebellum helps you decide to practice. The cerebellum calls up the memory of watching and listening when your piano teacher showed you how to play a new piece of music. Then your cerebellum sends messages through the neurons to the muscles in your wrists, hands, fingers so that you can hit the right notes. The next time you play that piece of music, the parts of your brain and body will know how to work together, and you will play the song more easily. Playing the piano is a little hard. My sister knows. I have no idea. I'm not musically talented at all. Maybe I can sing. Maybe I can sing you a song one day. Let me get back to reading. The brain that makes you you is really an amazing organ. It controls what you think, do, feel, and remember. Your brain is growing very fast during your first 10 years of life, and now we know that you can help it grow. When you try hard to learn something new, connections grow from neurons and attach to other neurons. Then your brain can send messages faster, making part of your brain bigger and stronger. Making mistakes really helps you learn because your brain keeps trying new things and stretching until you figure out the answer to your problem. You are shaping a more elastic brain when you learn new things that build on what you already know. So building on something you know and making something work with your brain helps your brain grow and helps you build it stronger. The more different things you learn and think about, the more you can learn, know, and enjoy. The harder you try without giving up, the more you will learn. You really can train your brain to be fit and strong and to keep stretching and growing throughout your life. The end. Now I have a little challenge for those of you that are going to be listening to my read aloud. I want you to focus on this image right here. The cerebrum, the hippocampus, amygdala, cerebellum, the prefrontal cortex. And tell me, your challenge is to tell me what these parts of the brain do for you and draw me a little picture like this describing what they do. And tell me what you do that each part of that brain tells you or helps you do. I'm going to try to do the same. I'm going to do the challenge. Okay? Thank you so much for this episode of Storytime with Miss Molinado. and to read aloud, and remember to exercise.